The NFL Week 3 contest bombs edition of the Bottom Line Bombs on the Sports Game Podcast Network is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now. Use code SGP. New customers couldn't score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on football only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code SGP. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Snag the tickets without the stress. Promo code SFBX on your first purchase. Save $20. Also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Play the Underdog Pick'em College and NFL and win up to 20 times in one game. Plus, every Sunday they're giving away $100K. Use promo code SGPN at Underdog Fantasy for 100% deposit up to $100. Finally, we're brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sporting bet research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOF Bets. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. And with that, we are ready to start a show. Welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, CJ Sullivan, the man in the box. That's right. Welcome, JC from KC already hopping in there saying, "Let's go, C-generates." That's correct. Trying to link this thing to Twitter, but we know what, whatever. If you don't know right now, the second half of the C block, and I don't want you. If you need a tweet to tell you to come into the bombs, I don't need you. But anyway, welcome. We got a great show today for you. It is week 3 NFL. We got the contest picks, the Circa Million, Circa Survivor. I'll give out 5 new bombs for this week. We went 4-0-1 last week, so we're hot. Not afraid to win. A lot of people are afraid to lose. People are afraid to win. And we have Thursday Night Football tonight between San Francisco 49ers and, of course, your New York Giants.
How about them Giants, baby? Huh? You bet your ass.
I can't believe that's old Uncle Kevo giving me the soundbite of the year of the New York Giants. That's I might as well get into that tonight. We also have a man in the box segment, of course, at the end. I don't know. We'll talk about retro pedos. Ryan Crame Dog, who's just in here, he inspired me for a man in the box segment. We're gonna give it out. We're gonna give it away anyway. But people are already shouting out Uncle Kevin. Todd Morris. Serial's in here. My man Diggs. He's become a legend. And I'm all for that. I'm all for Uncle Kevin getting the glory. This is his big night. His Giants play. They're getting 10.5 versus San Francisco. Totals 43.5. A lot of conspiracies going on with the Giants, with who's calling the plays. What a dumb conspiracy that is. Is Brian DeBuzz? He put his play card over his mouth. Is he calling the plays? Because they rallied against Arizona. I mean, who would get excited for a second half beating of the Arizona Cardinals? Oh, that's right.
How about them Giants, baby? Huh? You bet your ass. How about them Giants, baby?
Oh,
huh? You bet your ass.
I realize this is on a loop. I got to stop that. I can play that for the show anyway. As Serial says, yeah, we saw the script. Here comes 40-0. W1. I'll give out a few bombs for tonight's game for the live. Like I said, for the live audience who comes in here and watches the man in the box here live. You go to the window because everyone else in the podcast hears it later. So I'll give you whenever we've been doing it in prime time. We hit another one on Monday. We hit we pushed with the Saints, but we lost it over. We had the Steelers though. in a game they shouldn't have won, but they did because that's what they do on Monday nights. Anyway, for tonight's game, it's hard to back the Giants. I'm not going to lay the 10.5 though with Sanford, even though no Saquon Barkley. We talked about this last time with when the Rams and the Niners play, the white angle sports angle, not right angle sports, the popular tout company, the white angle. See, the Niners have a bunch of skilled whites. They got Christian McCaffrey. They got George Kittle. The Rams also have a lot of. So that was the king of all the white angles. And other players can't believe they're that fast because they're white. So they take bad angles on them. And then they run into each other. And then that's how McCaffrey goes down the sideline because they take the white angle on them. So we're going to give it a white angle sports release. You ever see that with Adam Chernoff? He's like, okay, dial number 433, Titans, set up, Titans, that's a cancel. Like it makes it all dramatic. So anyway, I want to give out a white angle. Draw. Let's take a look at it. First of all, the first bomb we're going to give out, I mean, these Giants they might be disaster. Don't let Kramer here, but the best play I like, I don't want to lay the 10.5 because I can see the Giants backdooring it and giving them a little bit of a shot. There's an old rivalry. But the Niners team total of 27.5 seems like an auto play. So we're going to smash that. Let's just smash first bomb for your prime time. Not part of the contest, of course, because we're doing a team total Niners over 27.5. Bomb that. No, I forgot to start my stopwatch. Oh, well. I'll just have to go to the StreamYard one. I'll do it anyway, just in case. But let's get to the white angles, you know. Ooh, Captain Insano. I like your play of Hyatt plus 950 for anytime touchdown. That seems insane, right? That seems almost insano, if you will. He had 2 great catches last game, and he is the hot stepping rookie. The Giants only have 17 wide receivers. One of them's got to stand out. And they got Danny Dimes that they might be in trouble tonight. They got it's not just Saquon. They have linemen injured. They have a lot of trouble. That's why the Niners should get to 28, no problem. But let's do a couple white angle sports releases. All right. The first Waz white angle setup is Christian McCaffrey over 81.5 rushing yards. That's Christian McCaffrey, white angel himself, 81.5 rushing yards. That's a go. Bomb it. Keyshawn Johnson tells a story about when McCaffrey was at Stanford and he was, lighting it up. He went down to USC and I had to see for myself and just ask USC players if he was actually that good because he's white. Because he's right. A lot of times the media will hype up someone because they're white. Because it's just an anomaly. You don't see it too much. You don't see a white running back. So you ask him, is he that good? And they're like, yeah, he's pretty fast. I mean, his lineage is pretty good. His dad's an NFL player. His mom was a volleyball player, whatever, all that shit. Yeah, and yeah. No, yeah, he is. He's fast. Okay, that's all I needed to know. I needed to hear from the D-back's mouth. Okay, our next white angle sports release. I like that anytime touchdown for Hyatt. I think he's going to have a big game. George Kittle plus 220 setup is a cancel. Cancel that. Ooh, no cancel. Now, first touchdown. That's a fun way to play it. Cancel anytime touchdown. I don't like that. But first touchdown, yes. Can I get a number on a first touchdown? What? Oh no, I'll give that out. Where is Kittle at? For crying out loud. Is Kittle hurt? What's going on? When are they taking his numbers down? That's how quick the white angle sports release is. How about that? If I just reveal it, if I just talk about it slightly here, on the bottom line bombs here on the SGPN. They are taking down numbers. I'm moving all the white numbers on the market. That's what the man in the box does. Serial says Brock Purdy anytime touchdown. LOL. All the white angles. Purdy can get some moxie. I'll give it to them. Let's see what he's got. I'll go with that one as well. Now I got you. McCaffrey over 81.5 yards. Niners over 27.5 team total. And Purdy is plus 450 for a touchdown. You know what? You convinced me, Serial. Let's give that out. Set up. Brock Christian Purdy. Mr. Insignificant. Take the white angle. That's a go. I just realized my this parody I'm doing of right angle, white angle is for a very select niche audience. I don't even think I get the joke I'm telling right now. That's how inside this joke is in the tout world. But shout out to Adam Chernoff. Oh man, I know. Bosa, you're right. You're right about that, Cyril. Bosa touchdown, basically just take any Niners. And Bosa is the king of the white angles. He is a legit racist. But you know what I mean? That's how you want your white athletes. You either want them racist or ultra Christian. Usually they're the same thing. But they, I hate to say it, but they make good athletes. Put that in my segment of things you can't say. I got to write that list down. I got to get that list together. Josh Allen is dumb. That's something you can't say. You want your white athletes to be racist or Christian. They're usually both. That you can't say that. That's for sure. Ticket scalpers. I say that for every ad read for Game Time. You cannot say that. Another thing you cannot say that I continue to say. But like I said, come on in and cancel me, but get me on the air first. That's all I ask. Get me on the air, then come cancel me. I'm not gonna be that guy. Come cancel me, bruh. The right wing fucking fashion media comes after us for our freedoms to pick NFL games and say inappropriate shit. Man, I'm getting worked up. It's time to read some ads. It's time to pay some bills and read some ads. Thank you everyone for joining us. We're gonna have a good show. Like I said, those are Thursday night bombs. That's just for the live audience to go out there and do. That game's coming up in a couple hours. But then we'll get into the contest. We'll give out some. The 5 contest picks and a survivor pick and a man in the box segment. But first, let me tell you about DraftKings. We're back with another week of football. And DraftKings Sportsbook is keeping us in on the NFL action with great offers every single game day. New customers can bet $5, get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Throw down $5 on any of this week's epic matchups and walk away an instant winner. Bet the Niners game tonight. Team total over 27.5. My favorite play of that game. Bang. Put $5 on, you get $200 back to action. Football's way more fun when you're in on the action. So download the app, use code SGP, bet your $5, get $200 instantly in bonus bets. If you got a gambling problem, you call 1-800-GAMBLER. And I told you, degenerates, you guys have gambling problems. Trust me. You're listening to me on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. You have gambling problems. But not all problems need solved. I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad about it. Let's lean into it. But if you think you do have a problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and more specifics. Responsible gambling resources bonus has expired. Now, Game Time app. That's what I was talking about with ticket scalpers. They used to make buying tickets an anxiety-ridden event. Went to the Dodger game on Monday night. They beat the Tigers. Ticket scalpers, like I said, you can't say that anymore. Up and down Vince Scully Avenue, harassing you. They got glow sticks. Who knows what they're selling? I don't know. Are you selling tickets? Are you selling foam fingers? You don't know what you're getting. You go up to the, you're like, all right, here's the game. The next thing you know, it's for last year's seats and it's the Ice Capade. Like, what the fuck? That guy in a members only jacket wasn't trustworthy? What? What are you telling me? Now, and you can't bring a lighter in. I went to the Dodger game. The guy took my Sports Gaming Podcast Network lighter. You go through the detector. Can't bring in lighters. What? What do you mean I can't bring in a lighter? I can bring a lighter onto an airplane. I can't bring in the Dodger Stadium. No vapes, no smoke, no lighters. All right, fine. I start walking away. He goes, oh, sir, what do you want me to do with the lighter? Like he wanted a confrontation at this point. It's your lighter now. What the fuck? What do you want me to do? You can go back to your car. First of all, I didn't drive. No one drives at Dodger Stadium. Yeah, let me go back my fucking Bic lighter. Anyway, you don't go through this when you get a Game Time app, is what I'm trying to say. This is a commercial for Game Time. I'm talking about this. I'm doing a mid-man in the box segment already. Browse, go get the Game Time app. It's the best for last-minute ticket deals. You get good prices, no hassle. You get to see the ticket, and it's actually good, cheap prices for the close you get to Game Time, the way it should be. The way the market is. Use code SFBX, get $20 off your first purchase. That's code SFBX, $20 off. Anyway, we are back here in the Bottom Line Bombs. Oh, man. That's great. Todd Moore says you should call 1-800-GAMBLER and play the Uncle Kevin clip. That's right. Yeah, I got 1-800-GAMBLER. I got a problem for you. I got a problem, 1-800-GAMBLER. I took the Niners minus 10.5, and all of a sudden, Daniel Jones showed up.
I bought them Giants, baby. Huh? You bet your ass.
And they'd say, just bet this. Hopefully, 1-800-GAMBLER would tell me we can solve your problem by chasing your money and doubling down on the second half with the Niners. So, if I was running that hotline, that's exactly what I would do. If I was running the 1-800-GAMBLER hotline, I'd be like, okay, what's your problem? Explain to me quickly. Oh, you're stuck because you laid the favorite? No problem. It all regresses in the second half. Hammer the second half. Chase bad money with worse money. It can't go wrong. Obviously, I'm joking, and bankroll management is very key in any successful handicapper's life. That being said, let's do some bombs. It's trap week here, NFL week 3. They said NFL week 2 is overreaction week, and then week 3 is I know now we do got a problem. Trap week. There's a lot of big lines, a lot of heavy faves. I don't like them. I'm weary of those big lines. So we're gonna break down. Let's see what we got here. We have. I'm already dropped. So we went 4-0-1 last week. I did a little Benedict Arnold for you. I told you I switched off to Chargers and went to the Falcons. So it was a loss to a. It was a loss to a tie, which is what I deserve. Because in the contest, the tie is just as good as a loss anyway. But the Austin Eckler injury news came out. I didn't know he was going to wear his Billabong tracksuit, you know. And civvies, Austin Eckler. You got to be careful about these running backs this year. They don't want any parts of their team because the team wants no parts of them. So, yes, I betrayed you, degenerates. I switched off the Chargers. And, hell, I might do it again. So be weird. These are the 5 bombs I'm giving out right now. I'll take them. These are the bombs I'm taking. These are definitely bombs I'm taking for the contest. Like I said, I want to try to avoid any even numbers. I don't want to have pushes because you want to have a winner or loss, basically, when you're trying to win a contest with thousands and thousands of people. But you also want winners. So, first game we're going to start off with is New England at the Jets, -2.5. New England is -2.5. There's a theory coming into week 3 that I like playing here. It's teams that are 0-2 that are playing 1-1 teams. Not playing 2-0 teams, but teams that are 0-2 are very desperate. Obviously. Because they all read that you can't go 0-3 or you'll never make the playoffs. Even though it's kind of, I don't know if they've equated that to the 17-game season now. But still, everyone knows you can't go 0-3 or your season's dead. So I look for 0-2 teams that are playing 1-1 teams. That trend is 71% against the spread, which is a pretty high number. There's 5 games, 5 teams that we're not going to hit all 5. Some I just can't play. But we're going to start off with New England versus the Jets. New England's -2.5. Now we've talked about this. Obviously, this Jets team. I try to avoid this Jets team, but I feel like no matter what, this Jets team is going to be a part of the conversation with the bottom line bumps. Now the Patriots own the Jets. Belichick owns the Jets. They've beaten them like 14 straight times, something crazy. But this is definitely everyone's down on Belichick. Everyone's disgracing his legacy because they're 0-2. They're the constant. He's nothing without Brady. Yeah, he's different without Brady, but he's also had horrendous quarterbacks. He's also had Cam Newton. Mac Jones doesn't look bad. Their offense does not look bad. They lost to the Eagles and Miami, 2 pretty damn good teams. Yes, they were at home. They should have beat Philly. Or could have beat Philly. I'm not saying they should have. Had a chance to beat Miami. That was a weird game, that Miami game. A Patriot fan died that game. I don't think people are talking about that enough. Miami Dolphin fans punched this old man in a fight and murdered the guy. He died. And then the autopsy, they said it was medical issue. Yeah. The medical issue was his brain got punched and it couldn't function when blood stopped flowing in his brain due to being punched by asshole Dolphin fans. I'm not saying the Patriot fan wasn't an asshole. I'm not saying people don't deserve it, but holy fuck. What's going on in NFL games? It's all you see is just brawls and violence. It's worse than MMA and like boxing. I get MMA and boxing crowds. There's a lot of testosterone working up, but the football fucking fan, the violence, it's crazy because it's always flowing downhill and sections. You're just in a bad spot with the seats and jerseys and beers and ownership. It's pretty gross. Lane Elliott says, as a Jets fan, there's a total pat spot. He's surprised it's not higher in favor. Well, I mean, the line should be. I have the line should be around 2. I don't think there's too much of an advantage in talent wise. Although I'm just sick of these. It's going to take a few more. I think this might be the end. Belichick, his genius days of shutting down although Tua had a nice limited game. He limited him. He did limited Jalen Hurts too. What do you think they're going to do to Zach Wilson? Even though Zach Wilson's got the ear of Aaron Rodgers. This is one that this one almost ruined. This game last year almost ruined Zach Wilson's career, which I always thought he got railroaded on that one. Last year, the Patriots won was like 10-9 or 10-3 on a punt return. Awful game. No one scored any offense. And then the Jet reporters go to Zach Wilson. They're like, do you think you owe the defense an apology? Like, what a bullshit baiting question that was. Don't you think you owe him an apology the way you guys were terrible? He's like, no, I don't. I don't think we did anything wrong. And that was it. What the fuck? You don't think you did anything wrong? Zach Wilson. That's disgusting.
That is a disgusting act.
And so he couldn't recover from that. They had to bench him. And then bring in Mike White and the whole situation. And now, like I said, he should be gone. They spent all summer saying, Zach Wilson, you're awful. We're so glad we have Aaron Rodgers, and thank God nothing bad will happen to him. So now we're ready to go. Don't you remember that, Zach? How bad you were? And now he's back because they couldn't get rid of him. I don't know why they didn't get rid of him. Just Trey Lance's ass out of there. Who cares? Rip the Band-Aid off. They're like a couple that breaks up, but they still got a lease together for like a year in the apartment, or they got a dog they got to take care of. And now they're stuck. And they both hate each other. And they keep trying to tell us that they like him. We have full confidence in Zach. He's different after they got smoked by Dallas last week. They huddled around him and yelled out loud, this year it's different. This is a different Zach. Yes, he's still horrible, but he's mature and horrible now. Now he wears a headband to keep sweat out of his eyes. Both not to score a touchdown would be, I mean, not a bad play. That being said, give me the New England Patriots -2.5. RIP to the medical issues of their fans of getting punched in the fucking head. Wow, as we were in then. That's our first bomb of the day. First bomb of the contest, Patriots -2.5. It's a little bit chalky, but I mean, come on. This is where Belichick comes to shine. And Zach Wilson, Zach Wilson got something to prove. Fuck you. If I'm Zach Wilson, I tell the Jets to fuck off. I want to play as terrible as possible. Just to get them. I don't know. Breece Hall, that Jets loss. Yes. First of all, here's the people don't want to talk about out loud. I don't know if the Jets would have been that much better versus Dallas last week if they had Aaron Rodgers. That team's got some problems. Yes, their defense is great, but that O-line is a mess. Breece Hall, you're mad if you only got 4 carries. You're tweeting out 4 football emojis. You should be happy you only got 4 carries. That defense is they're destroyers. It would have hurt you. He tweeted out 4 football. Everything's so fucking drama with these athletes. And they're Gen Zers. You forget these kids are like 23. 4 footballs. So they only got 4 touches. And Breece Hall, you're coming off major knee surgery. The team's season is over. I don't know if you noticed, Breece, but we're done. We hitched our ride to a 40-year-old fucking transcendental faux fucking hippie. All right. And his Achilles blew out with his goddamn ayahuasca laced training regimen. Anyway, let's move on. We have Patriots -2.5. Captain Sato talking about the fan medical issue equals disorderly conduct. Wide range of meaning is absolutely right. Cyril also says, what explains more losses? Hall not getting the ball enough or Fields' robotic play being coached? Well, trust me, Cyril, we'll get to the Bears. I'm saving the Bears for the end. I don't know if we're going to bomb, but we'll talk plenty of Chicago Bears at the end. What a fun day they had yesterday. Anyway, let's get to the second bomb, and that is Detroit versus Atlanta. This line is Detroit -3. Now, we faded Detroit last week because they were just too overhyped. Seattle came in. We bought them low. It was an overreaction. They won outright. We had them plus the points. We didn't even need it. Seattle won outright. One of the great bombs we gave out. It was Barry Sanders. Of course, the Lions were going to fuck up. One of the great handicappings we do here on the Bottom Line Bombs is we obviously go for the narrative. We go for the bit. And we go for the miserable fans and what they deserve and what they get. That's why we had the Steelers on Monday night, because we knew Cleveland Brown fans were riding too high after destroying the Bengals. We knew they don't get they don't get good things in life. And what happened? They lost to the Steelers. Nick Chubb got destroyed. Got hurt for the season. So they threw a bunch of money at Nick Chubb. Why not? Good job, Browns. You have a morally questionable quarterback. You gave $250 million. So you might as well get a morally questionable running back who also hasn't produced since 2018. Good work. Anyway, Detroit, Atlanta. Now, Atlanta's coming in 2-0. They're questionable 2-0. Detroit, I think, is a much better offense at home. They got that out of their system. This line should be about 6. That's what I thought I had it at. So when I saw 3, and I hate -3 in contest because that's what I'm saying. This is the closest thing to a push. That's what I don't want to do. I do not want to push situation, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Detroit wins this by double digits. I like them at home. I love that offense. I don't think Desmond Ridder is good at all. He's getting a pass with all these younger quarterbacks, but Desmond Ridder is not good. I mean, he can run the ball well. He might be good eventually. Obviously, they're too young to find out now. Bijan Robinson is awesome. But Robinson versus Jahmyr Gibbs, another rookie running backs. It's big for that. Although people just automatically assume Jahmyr Gibbs is going to have the lion share. Did I really just do that pun? I did. I did the lion share, but I was talking about the Lions. Aren't I adorable? Anyway, they say Reynolds is going to split the carries 50-50. Either way, Dan Campbell, Jared Goff. I like the Lions to bounce back here. So we're going to take the Lions -3 to win by double digits over Atlanta. Bomb that. Dan Campbell will rally the troops. Dan Campbell is a player rep. Players love him, even though his motivational tactics are a little cheesy. He quotes Metallica lyrics to the play. You think fucking Jahmyr Gibbs and Amron St. Brown are motivated by Campbell doing Metallica lyrics? He doesn't even do good Metallica. He doesn't even do like old Metallica. He does like, Rock St. James Metallica or whatever the new shit is. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Like I said, your white players, you want to be either racist or Christian. And if they're deep in the hair metal, deep fucking heavy metal, there's a chance. It's not quite country music, but it's cousins to problematic racist behavior. But he's great. That was a great pun. I'm not going to apologize for a pun, Captain Sano. Thank you very much. The lion's share. I'll double down on that. Deshaun Serial says, grab more face masks and girls grabbing his junk and massages. Yeah, Deshaun Watson, what were you doing on Monday night? Deshaun Watson grabs a face mask, pushes the referee. They don't kick him out. Why? Because he's Deshaun Watson. He's a quarterback. And people are mad about it. Yeah, they don't judge it fairly because they don't want to kick a quarterback out. Yeah, no shit. That's called the product. They have $1 billion TV contract. Why would they? Actually, I kind of agree with them on that one. Anyway, that being said, those are two bombs. Oh man, Jesus, my show gets so. You guys are so great in the comments that I get lost in my script here, my outline, my paper, and my passion. I got my notebook here. I got my clipboard. Look at that for people watching online. I'm the analog host here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I'm the only one who doesn't bring in the analytics. But we come back. Oh, should I do another bomb and then get? I did a 3 and 3. I should do this one quick. Actually, I'm wasting too much time. Here's me contemplating: should I do an ad read or should I do my next bomb? And instead, I'm doing neither. I'm just wasting time. So let's just get to the ad read. Underdog Fantasy has a way to play alongside your favorite football team. All season long, you can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. It's a fantasy game, but you can win real money. $100,000 Sundays continue on Underdog Fantasy. Total $2 million in prizes all season long. $100K in prizes this week. $10K to 10 people this week. New sweepstakes every week in the NFL season. This week's higher or lower is Tyreek Hill receiving yards, 91.5, higher or lower. So even if you're wrong, you still have a chance to win 10K. So what you do is you play the lineup in Underdog Fantasy. You put Tyreek Hill in there. You go higher because he's going to go higher versus Denver. First of all, Denver's just a mess. They're talking about putting a wristband on Russell Wilson. That's your big move, Sean Payton? You're supposed to be a fucking guru, and your big move is put a wristband on Russell? Okay. See how that works out. But that Miami offense is clicking. So take Tyreek Hill. Waddle is actually questionable too. So I like that anyway. And they pick an Underdog Fantasy. What they do is they pick out 10 guys randomly, and they give them 10K each. Not too bad. Tell you what, if I win that, you won't see me on Monday. So watch along, make your picks, make a little cash over there when you sign up with the promo code SGPN. Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. The Underdog Fantasy code, press code SGPN. Also, Hall of Fame bets. Win bigger and bet smarter in the NFL season. Hall of Fame bets, sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, MLB, soccer bet with historical stats and data. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning Hall of Fame bets. And we are back. Let me write that down. 34.57. That's when I came back. Yeah, get some research for your parlays. That'll help. Anyway, I use it actually. It does help out a lot. But also, so is listening to see Bottom Line Bombs. Thank you, everyone who's listening live to the Man in the Box. Giving out bombs here for the NFL Circa Contest. All the lines I'm using is from the official Circa Contest, which you can see on their Twitter feed. We're trying to bounce off our 4-0-1 week last week. So that makes us 6-3-1 total on the season because we went 2-3 week one when Buffalo couldn't beat a Zach Wilson led Jets team. Oh well, that happens. That set us up for now because now we're like I said, this is where I want to be, where I can just not even think about it and just fire off winners because a lot of these games we're going to hold our nose. First one's the one you don't have to, and this one I like a lot. This is Green Bay versus New Orleans in Lambeau. Line is only -2. Packers -2. Now the Packers people don't really know about because they destroyed the Bears week one. We're like, oh, these Packers they're not as bad as we thought. Jordan Love's great, still the same team. And then we're like, oh, the Bears are an absolute dumpster fire from head to toe. They're a bad team. They're a bad organization. They're bad everything. They're a nightmare. So maybe we shouldn't put too much stock into that game. They throw pick sixes to D tackles. Oh, I like what Baker's doing down there. Then they went into Atlanta. They were up big. They blew the game late, but Atlanta kind of dominated the rush game. Now that's important. Atlanta didn't know how to throw, but they did run all over. And the Bears kind of ran over Green Bay too. The Saints can't run the ball. Jamal Williams is out. Kamara doesn't come back till next week for he gave someone a medical issue in an elevator in Las Vegas when the guy stepped into the elevator and then he medically issued his face for about 10 minutes with the bottom of his boot and stomped the shit out of him. Beat him nearly to death. He got 3 games for that, which is, hey, like I said, you don't walk into another man's elevator in Las Vegas. You don't know what just happened to him on that floor, what he's tilting from. You don't hop in, hey, can I get an autograph? No. But you can get absolutely jumped right now at 3 a.m. at Caesars. Anyway, Packers, 2 road games are 1-1. Played tough versus Atlanta. I think they are pretty good. And I think that, and you got the Saints coming off a Monday night win. You got 2 Monday night games. I like to fade Monday night winners. Short week, back-to-back road games for the Saints. Derek Carr is just Derek Carrish. He does not look good in the road. That whole NFC South, we're fading Atlanta and we're fading the Saints. The NFC South is good when they play each other. When you get them on the road against more quality teams, I'm going to look for these opportunities. What a fucking. I can't believe I just said that. I sound like a mop. Anyway, we're going to go Green Bay -2. Let's bomb that. Another one that's -2. It's -2. So I don't like that there's no half on there because I don't want to push, but 2, and I'll knock on wood when I say that shouldn't be a push. I feel pretty comfortable with that Packers -2. All right. So now we've given out 3 bombs. We've given out New England, Detroit, and Green Bay, all short numbers. Now let's get to some of the big numbers, right? Let's get to some of the fun ones. These are the ones that hold your nose, if you will. Good golly, Miss Molly, what are we doing? And speaking of that Monday night game, which the Saints won versus Carolina. Carolina looks terrible. I mean, absolutely horrible. Frank Reich looks bad. Bryce Young looks horrendous. They just look all kinds of out of sorts. It's been announced today that Andy Dalton is going to be quarterbacking for these Panthers, which I like because I was going to take these Panthers no matter what, even with Bryce Young, and just hope for the best, basically. But now that Andy Dalton's in there, I do have some confidence. They're getting 6.5 in Seattle. This is another 0-2 team playing a 1-1 team. Like we already said, is 71% against the spread. It's a pretty good system. A desperate Carolina team in a division that is winnable. Seattle, we've been on the right side of Seattle. Geno Smith, he's the only quarterback that can win comeback player of the year multiple times in the same season. He goes from awful to great to awful again. So you're gonna have a desperate Carolina team going in there with Andy Dalton. Who knows Andy Dalton's even on this roster? I did. This is one of those things where, listen, Bryce Young, your ankle's not good. No, I'm good, coach. No, trust me, it's not good. No, I want to play. No, we know we want to play, but you can't. Why? Because your ankle is hurt. Don't make us hurt your other ankle. Okay. So Carolina getting 6.5 in Seattle with the 12th man. Oh God, is there anything more annoying than the 12th man? We're part of the team. You know what? Seattle should be called. If you guys really want to be the 12th, then they should be called for too many men on the field. Then opening kickoff. Too many men on the field. Packers or owners. Serial says, so we're going to give out Carolina plus 6.5. Bomb that. Serial says Green Bay seems like a good teaser leg to plus 3.5. Well, not bad, I suppose. When it comes to NFL teasers, I'll get into that, Serial. They say don't go through the number. Meaning if you're -3, don't bring it to +3 or whatever. You want it to count. You want to get someone that's like +2 and push it up through 8, like through a touchdown, get it set that way. Or if it's like -7 and you bring it down to 1, like Baltimore or something like that. So it's questionable when you go through that. But listen, I like the Packers straight up. I'm not going to tell you no. I'm not. Listen, you guys have plays. You guys have Packers plus 3.5. I say go for it. I'm not going to talk you out of anything. I'm not one of those guys. You say Hyatt anytime touchdown 10-1. I say bomb it. That's why I'm bad gambling advice. Because people come to me for advice, and I always say, yeah, bet it. Why not? I can't afford it. Who cares? Double down. What do you think about the Giants straight up? I'll tell you what I think about it.
How about them Giants, baby? Huh? You bet your ass.
You bet your ass is what you do, degenerates. So go ahead and take it. I'm not going to talk you out of it. That being said, those are 4 bombs we've given out. We got to hustle up. This one's even grosser than Carolina with Andy Dalton plus 6.5. This one, I guarantee you, not too many people in the contest are going to have. That's my prediction. And that is Dallas, Arizona. The line is 12.5. Dallas in Arizona. Now, Dallas has a history of having tough games in Arizona and losing outright out there. They never play good in the desert out there. There's a lot of Cowboy fans there because there's a lot of Cowboy fans everywhere. They're America's team. They're America's assholes is what they are. They're everywhere, and especially out there in the desert. It's a weird stadium out there. Here's the thing with Arizona, and I don't think this is going to last too long with them. They're a bad team. I'm not saying they're good. Everyone just assumed they were going to tank because they got rid of Colt McCoy right before the season started, and they're playing Josh Dobbs. I mean, okay. Is getting rid of Colt McCoy tanking? I mean, Todd Moore said, it'd be hilarious if you had Uncle Kevin Ramley call into the show and talk to, oh, trust me, we'll get, once my Uncle Kevin, Todd Moore, realizes he's becoming a celebrity here at the Degenerates, we can make that happen. He'll love the fame from up there in Hartford. He's up there in Hartford, the old Hartford bookie. He's not a bookie anymore. I shouldn't call him out like that. But yeah, we'll work something in there. Get Uncle Kevin in there. I already tried to. I tried to send him the last episode. I'm like, yeah, your voicemail, you're a soundbite now. He doesn't know how to operate this thing. He doesn't know how to fucking work on iTunes or whatever. I'll have to literally cut him a clip of him. And I'm like, there it is. Not bad. Hi, guy, dude. He calls me dude. Dude. He thinks that's demeaning. But Arizona, they played tough. They played Washington tough. I mean, they were up 20-0 on the Giants, 28-7. Dobbs looked good. Connor looked good. Yes, the Cowboys do look good. There's no talking my way around Dallas. Probably the number 1 ranked. San Fran and Dallas are your 1-2 power ranked teams. But Dallas, they had that 40-0 game versus Giants, which is kind of a freak game. And then they had the Jets, 2 you know, his first Zach Wilson game. This, I might argue, this is the toughest quarterback they faced so far, Josh Dobbs. I mean, getting 12.5 at home, that used to be a thing, a double-digit dog, like splitting aces. You don't even think about it. You just bet it and let God sort it out. So we're going to do a little Bidwell action. Arizona Cardinals, the land of witness protection. That was the thing with Giants. The Giants game last week. All those greaseball Giant fans there at the Arizona game, all outing themselves in witness protection, so they can see the gents, so they can see Danny Dimes fucking dropping. Baby, we came back, baby. 31-28, Danny Dimes. You bet your ass. So the Cowboys go in there riding high. 12.5 is just a huge number to play on the road for a place that's always been a house of horrors for them. We're going to take Arizona, who, despite the media saying of them tanking, are actually trying to. They're actually professional athletes with families trying to play and win games. So we're going to take the 12.5 plus 12.5. Bob it. How about Kyler Murray putting out a video on TikTok saying he misses football so much. I tore my ACL, never had an injury. I can't believe how I missed the games. I can't. Okay, well, we don't miss you, Kyler Murray. Arizona's like, you take it easy, Kyler. You're fine. You're fine right where you're at. So, all right, to recap, the 5 bombs we're giving out for the contest: New England -2.5, Detroit -3, Green Bay -2, Carolina +6.5, Arizona +12.5. 3 small faves and 2 big dogs. For all you see generates out there, the other 0-2 teams playing 1-1 games. With Carolina, New England, Houston is also in that situation. Cincinnati, I was going to put Cincinnati on this list. I like them to rescue their season Monday night versus the Rams, but that line went up to 3, and I don't want to play another -3. I just don't want to do it. And of course, there's the Joe Burrow questions of if he's going to play or not. But I still like the Bengals in that game. But they did not make the top. They did not make the 5 bombs. But the survivor pick, the 5th one I didn't mention is the Chicago Bears. They're also 0-2, and they're playing a 1-1. Granted, the 1-1 team they're playing is Kansas City, the Super Bowl champions. That line is 13. Now, we're not going to play it. There's only one side to play. You can only play Kansas City. I mean, the Bears are a nightmare right now. But the reason why we're not playing it, I don't just assume. I don't like media-driven lines like, well, they're a mess, so they can't possibly focus on a game. They can focus on a game. They don't care. Now, are they good enough to stay with? I think the only reason why I'm not taking Kansas City to cover 13, and I'm sure they will, is because of Nagy. They're like, oh, it's a revenge spot for Nagy. Mahomes loves Nagy. Nagy's terrible. Have you seen Kansas City's offense this year? That it's bad because of Nagy. He's like Dean Smith. They used to say about him, the only guy who could hold Michael Jordan under 20 points is Dean Smith. And he's the only one who could stop Mahomes is Nagy. It seems like it. That said, Kansas City will roll the fucking Bears. The Bears yesterday, unbelievable. That gets us to our survivor pick. Our survivor pick will be Kansas City. It is the lock of the survivor picks, it seems like. If the Bears beat Kansas City in Kansas City and you lose your survivor pool because of it, so be it. I mean, Justin Fields, hilarious. Goes on a speech yesterday, blames the coaches. There's video of him just completely not throwing the ball to receivers that are wide open in the end zone, taking sacks. Because what do you think the problem is? Too much thinking by my part. Why are you thinking so much? Coaches, they want me to learn plays and shit, you know? It's not what I'm used to. Too much rain in the clouds, as they say. Too much thoughts up there. Trips me up. So what I'm going to do is just be me and say, fuck it. What? Yeah, they call into play. I'm turning off my headset. I want to do a Wordle on my wristband. These coaches, and they nag so much about learning systems and plays. Boring. So that's not a good sign. You're going in Kansas City, and your quarterback doesn't want to think. He says the problem is he thinks too much out there. So that's not good. Oh yeah, and there's the Taylor Swift angle, as Todd Moore says, as Travis Kelce is getting into the Taylor Swift business. Perfect, Travis. Hope she makes another album out of you. Enough of Travis Kelce. My God, is he annoying. But I can definitely see Travis Kelce being too distracted with. Why not? They can let Taylor Swift play a quarter if they want and still beat the fucking Bears. Now what position? Well, now what position would Taylor Swift play? Swifties. I love. By the way, that's what I feel like. I feel like I'm just talking to you guys. We were talking about the NFL Super Bowl halftime show the other day and how they don't pay their acts because they're like, the exposure is good enough. We're the NFL. How about the exposure? They said that to Taylor Swift. Yeah, Taylor Swift, we're not going to pay you, but we'll give you the exposure of the Super Bowl. What do you think? Yeah, Taylor Swift's like, yeah, that's okay. I think people know my name. I'm good on that. And you would be opening for me, football. How about we do half and half? You do a little half of your game. I'll do the other half of the concert. We'll see who gets bigger numbers. Anyway, the NFL's hilarious with that. Then you had the defensive coordinator situation with Alan Williams. That was bizarre yesterday with the Bears. He didn't coach last week versus Tampa Bay. He officially coached versus the Packers, even though they gave up 38 points. But if you say he was out there, okay. And then they're like, okay, well, what's up with Alan Williams? And they're like, we don't know. Is he still hired? Is he still the coach? We don't know. I won't say. And then he resigned for family and health issues. And then there was rumors running wild rampantly online. They said Hallis Hall got raided by the FBI by Peanut Tillman, who's an FBI agent. They said his house did. And then there was rumors. I mean, and these are just internet rumors. And these are rumors that football fans start. When your team is doing bad and there's vagueness going, and this is kind of shady, but you can tell fans are starting. So there is rumor, and I'll just throw it out there. I'm on the Reddits. I'm on the dark webs. But there's internet rumors that the FBI. I mean, I bet it's probably for gambling or he has some kind of affair. There was rumors that they raided his computers and there was like child porn going on. Which that sounds like something an angry Bear fan would just make up. Anytime like a quarterback is doing bad in a blue collar town, they'll have rumors that he's gay just because they're so fucking meatheady. Yeah, I heard he's gay. Child porn. Defense coordinator, child porn. What? That's the only way to explain Baker Mayfield beating you is he was too distracted by child porn on his computer. Anyway, those rumors were circulating. Then he had reporters, but like people like Will Compton and those guys like, it's wild. No one wants to get fired for it. But that's what I heard. So they're saying it without saying it. You can say whatever the fuck you want on Twitter and X. Elon Musk approves of it all. So this was quite a day for the Bears. It was amazing. I mean, they're amazing. People thought they were going to be good. And they're 0-2. And it already feels like they're 0-13. What is going on in Chicago? My old town, my kind of town. Defensive coordinator has child porn on his computer. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Now that's quite a rumor to throw around. So I will not say it's confirmed, but Alan Williams. Either way, the Bears are a mess. So take the Kansas City Chiefs as your survivor pick. Number 2 behind that, if you don't want to waste the Chiefs, because especially in the Circa, you got to maybe save Kansas City for the Christmas game or something like that when they play the Raiders. Jacksonville at home versus Houston is it's a questionable one. They're laying 9.5. They should win off of a loss. I like that, but Houston wins in Jacksonville. It's what they do. He did it last year. 13-6 eliminated a lot of people. I mean, it's always been a tough spot, but I think Jacksonville will be focused more for it this year around. So I'm a little more confident in Jacksonville this year with CJ Stroud at quarterbacking, but it's just a tough history. So I go Kansas City 1, Jacksonville 2. Todd Moore says that Taylor Swift could be the kicker like Kathy Ireland. The Necessary Roughness. One of the great bad sports movies. Necessary Roughness. Kathy Ireland used to be a fan favorite of The Man in the Box. Well, yeah, when I was a little boy in the box. That sounds creepy. But yeah, she was amazing. Three-time back-to-back Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover. You had Scott Bakula. You had Sinbad. Shout out to Sinbad. Featherstone, who's the receiver, but he's the linebacker in the program. Rob Schneider doing his Schneider shtick on the PA. Almost. Yeah, the fucking drug dealer from Scarface is the coach having a heart attack or indigestion. Larry Miller. I love Necessary Roughness. Scott Bakula, a weird career. Anyway, that being said, those are the Survivor picks and the contest picks. Now let's get into the box. Couple things I wanted to talk about. One was we'll get into the pedo thing was weird that it came out yesterday. It was on the line. You don't hear about that too much anymore. Now it's so devastating. The pedo talk, kitty porn, people like to call it. But it brought up like old episodes of like sitcoms, like Different Strokes and shit. That has a famous one where Gary Coleman almost got raped by that. They gave him wine and like had him watch weird cartoons. But that's how shit was in the 80s. That's how you learned about this stuff. Like, well, it's good, it's happening. So here's a very special episode where Gary Coleman almost gets raped by the Maytag guy. What? Yeah, that was prime time. That's where we go. And Silver Spoons. What was Silver Spoons' special episode? It was a hunting one, I think. I remember that when Ricky Schroeder, which is ironic because now Ricky Schroeder's a crazy Republican who lives in Montana who doesn't mind hunting at all. But here is a rich kid, and then they went to go shoot a deer, and he couldn't do it. Broke down and cried in a very special episode. I miss the very special episodes. The sentimental. Then there's the drug one from Saved by the Bell. But man, that's how we teach kids and us about molesters. Hey, listen, it's going to happen. So don't. If an old man at a bike shop gives you a free bike and tells you to take your shirt off and takes photos of you, well, he's probably going to jerk off to you. Okay, so take the free bike. That's basically what that episode was. There's no such thing as a free lunch. If you get a free bike from an old man, it's because he's going to nut to your shirtless, tiny body. Oh, that's right. That's right, Captain Insano. The Silver Spoons one was the boy was being beaten by his father. And he told Rick Schroeder not to tell anyone. Very special episode. Child abuse. Why do we need to see all that? Listen, can't we just keep this in the dark? Keep this a secret, for crying out loud? I know the Jesse Spano one had the opposite effect. Now, I didn't want to be molested. And I didn't want to get beaten by my dad. And I didn't want to shoot a deer in the face. But as Tom Moore says, the Saved by the Bell one with Jesse Spano doing caffeine pills, that looked fun. She was cleaning her room. She's wigging out. She's getting A's in tests. What's the problem? And now we're all on Adderall. So it had a reverse effect. Way to go, Saved by the Bell. Anyway, this all came out because of the defensive coordinator. That's a tough rumors quote. Anyway, What are we looking at the time? Oh my God, I'm already over an hour. Oh God. How do I do this? How do I keep going like this and just talk forever? I gotta stop. Shout out to Ryan Kramer and his Giants tonight. Good luck to your Giants, even though we have the Niners team total over. We can thread the needle. Giants can win the game, and the Niners can go over 27.5. We both win.
How about them Giants, baby? Huh? You bet your ass.
Last week we were watching the game here in the studio.
Giants, baby.
Huh?
You bet your ass.
All right, Kevin, that's enough. And we were tilting him. He came back, and Kramer, God bless him. We all had Denver versus Commanders. We lost that. We saw that fall apart in our face. And then he got his Giants to win. And the next day he's like, oh man, I forgot. I totally bet the Giants money line at 550 for like 1,000. I forgot. And I looked at my account. I had like 8,000 and I didn't even have any money on Denver. I was just rooting with you guys. And I felt your pain. I'm like, what? Those are some of the worst people in gamblers. They're rooting hard. Then they tell you after the result that they didn't have that bet at all. Oh, actually, it didn't register, so I'm better off. Sorry. It's just you guys that lost. What the fuck? I know. I just wanted to share along the ride. So now that I bring up that story, I hope his Giants do get smoked tonight. But they could. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's Bottom Line Bombs. That reminds me of an old segment, The Worst People in Gambling, which I did last year. Maybe I'll bring that back. I already have things you can't say that I did. And that was very racist related. What I gave out my White Angle Sports releases, so good luck on that tonight. Gave out my contest bombs. Worst people in gambling, man in the box segment. Well, we're really piling up a segment. This is actually becoming a show. Thank you, C-Generates, for watching here live on YouTube. Make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe, do the 5-star review. I want to give out a free man in the box shirt to someone who does it. Follow me on the Instagram, CJ Sullivan was taken, not like Liam Neeson, or Twitter at CJ Sullivan _. C-Generates, I'll be in Chicago. Not this weekend, but next weekend doing shows at the Lincoln Lodge and the Laugh Factory. Come check me out on my handles out there. Can't wait to see some people. I met some C-Generates up in Edmonton. Anyway, yeah, that's going to do it for the show today. There's some bombs. Here's a man in the box. And here is the Bottom Line Bomb theme song to get you out of here. See you guys.